creation by the Most High. There's nothing we can do to change our role in this movie. Okay? But what the Most High is gonna do is he's gonna eliminate the bad guy from the movie, man. All right? Or right after a period of time, the bad guy is gonna be destroyed. Just like any movie, for the vast majority of the movies, the bad guy ends up losing, man. All right? Even in the end game, Thanos was so-called the bad guy, so-called, right? He ended up losing. That's gonna be the same thing for you so-called white people, you Edomites, according to the Bible. All right? You're gonna end up losing this movie called life, I should say. All right? Because you've been winning, but how have you been winning? Through bloodshed, through deceit, you know, through unrighteousness, through wickedness, man. It hasn't been through righteousness. So the Most High said what? That eventually the Most High is gonna put an end to the wicked, and the righteous are gonna rule. Let's get that real quick. Let's get Salakia. Let's get Romans the 9th chapter. Let's get Romans the 9th chapter. This is Romans 9 and verse. Start at verse 11. It says, "For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of the Most High, according to election, might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth." Okay? So when Jacob and Esau were in the womb, it had nothing to do with what they did as individuals, their actions. It had nothing to do with that. It was really the election or the choice of the Heavenly Father. All right? So when you get deep, you know that there's really no such thing as a free will, according to the Bible. All right? That's when you start to get on the level, you understand that. The Most High puts you in the position that you're in. All right? And you're just playing out your role. Like I said, it's a big movie. Okay? And it says, the Most High, according to election, might stand, not of him that, not of works, but of him that calleth. It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. You see, so he hated Esau before Esau was born, man. The Most High hated Esau before Esau even came out of the womb, man. All right? Which shows you the predestination. All right? And that's righteous. The Most High has the Most High is not wrong for that. He can do what he wants to do. All right? It says, what shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with the Most High? Is the Most High unrighteous for making Esau hated and make Jacob loved before they were born? It says, God forbid. All right, so that means no. All right. For he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of the Most High that sheweth mercy. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might shew my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. That's why he raised up these so-called white people, these Edomites. All right, so that he can show his power when he destroys this kingdom, man. That's why he raised it up like this. And the wickedness is just increasing and increasing, man. All right? Now they're starting they're starting to force these kids at a young age to, be whatever, neutral, man. Not have a gender, some nonsense like that, man. That's because the wicked are in rulership, man. All right? So it's just going to get worse and worse, man. So don't be surprised. Don't be surprised when pedophilia is going to be normalized in this place. Because everything else is. All right? And they're trying to actually be part of that LGBTQ community, man. All right? Why? Because wickedness is abounding in this place. Wickedness is flourishing in this earth because the wicked are in rulership. All right? As long as you have Edomites in rulership, there's no way you can have righteousness or peace. It's impossible, man. The only way you can have righteousness and peace is when these devils are taken down. That's the only time, man. And that goes for any nation, right? The Chinese are not going to be able to chill. The East Indians are not going to be able to chill, okay? Why? Because these devils are in rulership. You understand? It says, therefore hath he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will he harden. Thou wilt say then unto me, why doth he yet find fault? For who hath resisted his will? Right, so who resisted the will of the Most High? The Most High makes you do what you're doing. Whatever you do, the Most High set you up to do that. But yet the Most High will still judge you for that. Okay? That's what these people don't understand. But it's not up to you to understand. The Most High does what he wants. Okay? And it says, verse 18, Salakia, verse 20. Nay, but O man, who art thou that repliest against the Most High? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? Right? Hath not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make a vessel, one vessel unto honor, and another unto dishonor? And that's what the Most High did. The Most High made us, the Israelites, unto honor. We're a vessel that's made unto honor. We're a vessel that eventually is going to be ruling the planet forever. All right? That's what the Israelites are promised. But then you have the Edomites, who are currently ruling the earth, that are going to be the lowest of all nations. Okay? The Most High created them to be that image of dishonor, that image of shame. All right? You know, just like what's her name? That hoe from the Game of Thrones, man. Shame, shame, shame. That's what you Edomites were made to be, man. Shame. All right? And the Israelites were made for glory, were made for honor. That's why when you read Jeremiah 49, matter of fact, I'll get that real quick. It speaks about the fact that we weren't supposed to go through what we went through. But we went through it because of our wickedness. See, because of what we did against the Most High. But then he speaks about the judgment of what they of those who did that to us, man. Right? Because they're the ones that are really supposed to get the judgment. They're the vessels that are made unto dishonor. Okay? Made to be hated. All right? Let's get Jeremiah 49. Jeremiah 49 in verse 12, it says, for thus saith the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup, right? So that's it. It wasn't supposed to be our judgment to drink of the cup. We weren't supposed to drink of that cup. You see what I'm saying? That cup of slavery, that cup of torture, of rape, robbery, all that shit that these devils did to us. We weren't supposed to drink of that. All right? It says, have assuredly drunk it, but we definitely drank it. All right? It's evident that we did drink that cup. And it says, and art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? So the question is, are you devils going to go unpunished for what you did? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. So the Most High said you're going to surely drink of it. 144% you will drink of that cup, man. All right? It's not a maybe. It's not a, oh, if you were to do this, then maybe the Most High would bring it back. There's really nothing you can do. All right? Because the tab that you built for yourself is way too high that any person could possibly pay back. Okay? So these jakes in America and stuff talking about reparations, that's folly. First of all, the so-called white man ain't gonna give you a penny. All right? Second of all, that can't pay back for the wickedness he's done, man. We need blood. We need him. All right? We need his physical person. You understand what I'm saying? And his children and his women. You understand? That's the judgment. It's not to get a couple of million. That's an insult. That's nothing. All right? Especially looking at the value of the money today compared to back then, that's a joke, man. All right? The Most High is going to send back that vengeance. The Most High is going to give us vengeance for what has been done, man. All right? The problem with you Israelites is that you're trying to actually get your rest here. You're trying to get your judgment and your justice in this present world with these Edomites ruling. That's impossible, man. You cannot get judgment under a race of devils, under a race of unjust people, man. Unjust people, excuse me. All right? You know? Let's get Micah 2 and 10. Furthermore, Esau was created to be unjust. How is he going to give you justice? Doesn't make sense, man. You know? Let's get Micah 2 and 10 real quick. This is Micah 2 verse 10. It says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with the sword destruction. And this place has definitely destroyed you Israelites, man. All right? Our people are completely destroyed for this place. See? So, that's clear that this is not our rest, man. When will be the rest? When the Lord comes back, when the Lord brings judgment upon these heathen nations, man, and upon our enemies. That's when judgment and rest will come. The scripture says that the whole earth will be at rest in that time. The trees will rejoice when this so-called white people are taken down, man, which are Edomites according to the Bible. All right? The trees will rejoice. The animals will rejoice. You know? The earth will, that's when the earth will be at rest. Not before. Okay? Let's get, Zephaniah. This is Zephaniah 3 and verse 8. It says, therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy, man. All right? So the Heavenly Father is the one that's going to rise up to our enemies, man. All right? He's going to send his son back to rise up against the enemy. We don't have to do anything, man. We just sit back and watch. All right? Because it's inevitable, man. The judgment is inevitable, and they know it. They know that their time is coming. Okay? In their spirit, they know that. All right? That's why when they hear this truth, a lot of times they can't sleep, they can't eat, because they know that what we're saying is true in the spirit. It goes beyond the physical realm. It goes beyond what you can prove. All right? But it's dealing with a spiritual thing, because this book is spiritual. All right? The words that we speak is spiritual. All right? You know, so what we're doing is we're really destroying this kingdom spiritually through the words, and then it's going to manifest physically, man, as it's manifested, as we see it manifesting right now. All right? Let's get on. Let's get Ephesians 6, man. Let's get Ephesians 6 chapter. No? Because you got some Israelites talking about they want to get arms and all this nonsense. The scriptures don't speak about that, man. The scriptures say, wait ye upon me, like I just read. That's carnal, man. Trying to fight Esau with his own blessing. We got to tap into his blessing. That's somebody who's on a low level. If anyone who's under a person like that is not gonna grow anywhere in the spirit. They're gonna be on a low level for the whole time until they're destroyed. Okay? Let's get Ephesians, man. It's Ephesians 6 and verse 11 or verse 12. Actually, verse 11. It says, "Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." That's what we're fighting against. We're fighting against spiritual wickedness, man. All right? It's not about fighting these Edomites physically. Okay? Because that's going to come when Yahweh Shai comes back. He's going to fight them physically. He's going to physically destroy them. All right? And it says, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day and having done all to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness. All right. So those are our weapons. Those are the things that we use, man. This truth, all right, and righteousness. Because guess what? The Most High is going to be with us if that's the case. You see what I'm saying? We clearly see the Most High is with us now, right? So when Esau has his plans and the day of evil comes, right, which is going to be judgment for not just Esau but the 2/3, we're going to be protected in that day, all right? And it says, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace, above all taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of the Most High. And that's what we're doing, man. We're taking on this whole word. That's why we understand this whole book. You go to the pastors in the church, they don't understand this whole book. If you ask them about Revelations, they're going to beat around the bush. You ask them about the nation of Edom going into slavery according to the Bible. What does that mean? What does it mean the Israelites are going to rule these other nations with a rod of iron? What does that mean? They're not going to be able to answer that question. But you come to us, we have the answers for that. We'll break it down precept upon precept. Why? Because the Most High is dealing with us. All right? And it's all right to boast in the fact that the Most High is dealing with you. Because the scriptures speak about boasting in the fact that the Lord is dealing with you. Okay? That's a righteous thing. You see? There's nothing wicked about that. You see? There's a wicked pride, and then there's a righteous pride. You know? You know? When you glory, or should I say there's a wicked glory and there's a righteous glory. That's a better word to say. You know, a wicked glory and a righteous glory. Because the glory in the Heavenly Father, that's righteous. You know? Let's get Psalm 64. So Psalm 64 in verse 1, it says, hear my voice, O Most High, in my prayer preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. Right? So King David is asking the Most High to deliver him from that. You see what I'm saying? The bitter words that these Edomites are about to bring down on the elect. You understand? The slander, the destroying of the character. That's what they're about to do, man. Okay? So brothers have to be prepared for that, man. Brothers got to be prepared and understand that this is all part of the package deal, man. All right? But it's not to be fought carnally. You got to look at it spiritually, man. Esau has to do that. Esau has to, have that last burst, that last tantrum before he's taken down. That's how these 2/3 Israelites of our people are going to be judged, man. Because they think that everything is good, everything's cool. But then when Esau really says, you know what? You got to take this microchip. You got to mandatorily vaccinate your children. You know? And then when he says, you know what? We're just going to take the ones that we deem a threat and put them in concentration camps. And some of you jakes, you don't realize that just by typing in certain things, Esau has those files, man. And he's going to pick you out. He has a list of people that are in the blue, people that are in the green, and people that are in the red. All right? The people that are in the red are just going to be killed on sight. All right? The people that are in the blue, they might be able to be converted with some torturing and whatever, putting a concentration camp for a certain amount of time. All right? But the people that are in the green, those are the ones that are good. And how much of you Israelites you think that they're going to put in the green? It says, Salakia, verse 4, it says, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them, man? All right? Because everything Esau does is in secret. It's all in darkness, man. All right? That's what this kingdom is. This kingdom is full of darkness. But guess what? In our kingdom, it's going to be full of light. All right? Full of righteousness. Everything's going to be done out in the open. It ain't going to be hiding anything from the public. Everyone's going to know, you know, okay, this is going to happen to this person because he did this. You know? If they have to read the scriptures, they're going to see the judgment for that. You know? Let's get Isaiah 60, man. This is Isaiah 60. In verse 1, it says, arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. And that's speaking about us, the elect. Okay, the glory is only going to be seen upon the elect. You know you're an Israelite, man? You know you're an Israelite, bro? You know you're an Israelite? You heard that you were an Israelite before? You never heard that before? You ever heard of the Hebrew Israelites?
No.
Never?
Never.
Well, where's your father from?
The States.
He's from the States? Is he African American, so to speak?
Yeah.
Yeah? So you'd be from the tribe of Judah. All right? You'd be from the tribe of Judah. You see? That's it. You know what I'm saying? You see? So just know you're an Israelite, okay? When you go home, just look that up. Look the Hebrew Israelites up. All right? So you can learn about your history. Okay? It's all in the Bible. All right? And it says, for behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. All right? So the glory of the Lord is going to be seen upon the elect of the nation of Israel. Right? Because the scriptures speak about a city on a hill cannot be hid. And that's what we are. We're bringing that light. We're bringing that truth. Okay? Showing these people who they are based upon the scriptures. All right? The nation that they come from. And who our people are based upon the scriptures. All right? And what's the future of these nations? What's the future of our people? All right? Let's get Let's get Isaiah 58. This is Isaiah 58 and verse 1. It says, cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and shew my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins. And that's what we're doing. We're showing the house of Jacob, which is the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, right? You are the house of Jacob. You are the Israelites according to the Bible, man. All right, from your respective tribes. And the Most High is calling you back, right, to keep the law, statutes, and commandments like he did in the time of Egypt, man. To follow righteousness, man. Because he's about to deliver the elect only. This time it's only going to be the elect out of this captivity here. All right? And the ones that are not of the elect, the ones that are not chosen to receive this word, they're going to be destroyed. All right? They're going to be caught up in the destruction that's getting ready to happen. All right? Let's get on Isaiah 65. This is Isaiah 65 and verse 13. It says, therefore thus saith the Lord power, behold, my servant shall eat. But matter of fact, I'll start at verse 12, Salakia. Therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter. Because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear. All right? So the majority of our people are not going to hear this. All right? They're gonna scoff at this. You see? So the Most High said when the time of tribulation comes, he's not going to hear you either, man. All right? He's going to put what you got to say to the side. You see? When your children are crying and all that, he's not going to hear that. He's going to hear the elect. He's going to hear the righteous. You know? It says, but did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. All right, that's what the majority of our people do. They do the wickedness instead of righteousness, following after the society, man. You know, there's only one. Following after the society and the trends of the society will only get you death, man. Will only get you destruction. Okay, because the Most High is completely opposite to what the society is promoting, man. All right. It says, therefore thus saith the Lord power, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. All right, so the Israelite, the elect of the nation of Israel is going to rejoice. The brothers out here pushing this word out, we're going to rejoice. Right? We see the light, man. All right? But the majority of our people, they're going to what? They're going to mourn. They're going to be sorrowful because they chose to follow the ways of this devil instead of following the ways of their power. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. Okay? They wanted to be all-inclusive when the scriptures are speaking about exclusivity, man. Speaking about destruction upon our enemies. That's what the scriptures are speaking about. They didn't want to accept that. That was too harsh for them. You know? So what's going to happen to them? They're going to be destroyed. It's very simple, man. Let's get Proverbs, the first chapter, man. This is Proverbs 1 and 20. It says, wisdom crieth without. She uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse. In the openings of the gates, in the city, she uttereth her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. All right, and that's what it is. We're telling them, we're showing them knowledge, but fools hate knowledge, and that's 2/3 of the nation of Israel. You see, they weren't set up to receive this. Okay, and it says, "Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make my words known unto you. Because I have called, and ye refuse. You refuse the words of the prophets. You refuse the words of the men of the Lord. I'm telling you the judgment that's about to come on this place and how you can avoid that, man. You refuse to hear that. So the Most High is marking that down. He has, first of all, there's angels all around that we can't see right now. Okay? They mark it down and say, okay, this is what he was thinking in his head, right? To hell with the Bible, to hell with what this guy has to say, right? So the angels mark that down, and the spiritual hitmen wait till that day for judgment to hit you, man. A car, a truck to hit you, hit a family member you love, all right? That's how the Most High works, man. The Most High deals with judgment, man, okay? So a lot of our people, they don't want to hear that, but they're going to have to die because they don't want to hear that, all right? And it says, but ye have set at naught, right? Which means to put it as nothing, all right? The word not is Old English for nothing, all right? But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and would none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh, man. So the Most High is going to be laughing when destruction and fear come upon you, you know? Because the first thing people like to call on is, oh God, please help, you know? But they don't do nothing the Most High told them to do, man. They don't want to, what does the Most High want? They don't care about that. They only care about what they want, what's beneficial to them. Therefore, they're going to be destroyed. You see what happened in the Bahamas, man? That was great judgment upon Israelites, man. Those were the people of God, man. But were they doing what the Most High said? Now, we got brothers in the Bahamas that their house didn't get destroyed. They're in good condition, you know. But those people that were wicked, that were scoffing against the word, what happened to them? Them, their children died. Thousands of people are dead right now in that place, man. Right? So much so that the water's contaminated. Diseases are popping up everywhere, man. All right? And that's about to come to these first world countries, man. All right? In Canada included, America especially. You know, that's called judgment, man. The Most High is getting ready for that judgment. You know? The Most High is getting ready for that judgment. He's not playing no games with you 2/3, man. 2/3 of our people like to speak like they believe in God, they believe in the Most High. But when it comes to their actions, they don't do nothing that the Most High told them to do. And that's a fact. All right? That's why we don't cry when judgment comes upon you. We're not sorrowful when judgment happens, man. All right? Let's read this, man. Let's read verse 27. It says, when your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. The Most High is not going to answer when judgment comes because you weren't listening to his word, man. You see? It's very simple. You know? And it says, they shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord. Okay? They would none of my counsel, they despised all of my reproof. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way and be filled with their own devices, man. So the Most High is not gonna be concerned with your destruction, man. He's gonna allow you to be destroyed. Why? Because you put at naught his counsel. You weren't listening to the men of the Lord telling you the right thing. See, excuse me. As the scriptures say, our people want to hear smooth things. They don't want to hear the judgment of the Lord. They don't want to hear, you gotta do this and that. You know, to walk that straight and narrow path. They don't want to do that. They want to, they want to do what they want to do. You know, commit adultery. You know, shave their beards, whatever is against the Most High. That's what they want to do. You know, so when the Most High brings a death upon them, upon somebody they love, guess what? That's what you deserve, man. All right. Let's get let's get Proverbs 16. Let's get Proverbs 16. Proverbs 16 is perfect. This is Proverbs 16 and verse 1. It says, the preparation of the heart in man and the answer of the tongue is from Yahweh. All the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes, which means a man thinks that everything that he does is right. Every man right now, you see, every Israelite, any man, period, thinks that what they're doing is right. Okay? Oh no, I'm doing the right thing because it's their own mindset. They're not thinking what the Most High wants. They're thinking what they think is right. You know? It says, all the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes, but the Lord weigheth the spirit. So the Most High is the one that will judge whether it's right or wrong, man. Okay? And the 2/3 of our people are not going to get it, but the elect of our people are going to get it, man. Right? Which is the chosen amongst the chosen. Okay? Speaking to you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. All right? And the Israelites that are scattered amongst different nations that may look like the other nations, man. Okay? You see? Because those are the only ones that have a chance at salvation anyway. These other nations are going to get judged. Okay? The Most High specifically gave a description of what the reward would be for those that follow him diligently, man. And part of that reward is to get these heathen nations in slavery. Okay? So that proves to you that all nations are not going to be on the same level in the kingdom. That's what that proves. Right? It says the first shall be last and the last shall be first. Who's first right now? Esau, Edom. Right? And the first amongst him is what? The Amalekites. So who's going to be last? Esau, Edom. And the last among them is going to be the Amalekites in the world to come. It's very simple. You know? Let's get Revelation, the 2nd chapter. This is Revelations 2, verse 25. It says, but that which ye have already, hold fast till I come. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. All right, so he's going to give power to those, right, that keep his word unto the end, the elect. He's going to give them power over the other nations. So that doesn't mean they're going to be on the same level. They can't be on the same level as us if they're going to be in captivity under the elect. It doesn't make sense. So you have to understand why are they going into captivity? What other scriptures say that they're going into captivity, and why are they going into captivity? It's very, right? And we break that down. We break down the fact that because of what they did to us, all right? So they're going to have to be judged for that, right? And secondly, we were the people that the Most High chose to be rulers over the nations, okay? So right now, these Edomites are in rulership, right? You have these Edomites in rulership, but they're going to be last in the kingdom of heaven. They're going to be on the bottom, all right? You see? See how that works? It says, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my father. So that doesn't sound like we're going to treat these heathens nicely, man. We're not going to treat these devils nice, man. It says we're going to break them with a rod of iron, which means that just represents a very stern and strict judgment. We're not going to give them any leeway, because the scripture said what? We're going to have to give them double, all right? All these other heathen nations that did what they did unto us, we're going to give them double, okay? And Esau did the most, right? So Esau is going to get the worst judgment. It's very simple, man, you know? Matter of fact, let's get that in Revelations 18, man. That's going to show you that right there. This is Revelations 18. And this is mainly speaking of Esau, man. This is Revelation 18 and verse 4. It says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues, for her sins have reached unto heaven. Right? So as soon as these devils touch foot on this part of the earth, the western hemisphere, the Most High was recording everything they did. And even before that, even going back to the time of the when we came out of Egypt, right? Because King David said, remember, O Lord, the children of Edom. He said that based upon what they did back then, all right? So when they came to this side of the earth, they slaughtered the Native Americans, right? The so-called Latin tribes, right? The Most High was recording that. They brought the so-called blacks, which are the Judites, the Benjamites, the Levites, right? They brought them into slavery. The Most High was recording that, all right? And he said the tab has reached unto heaven, okay? It says, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you. Right? So now you got to look, how did these devils reward us? What did they do? Slavery, you know, torture, rape, robbery. So the Most High said, reward them even as they rewarded you. You see? And double unto her according to her works. So we're not just going to give them what they gave us, we're going to give them double. You see? And how do you measure double of what